Introducing the principals. Away from Azusa, California. This young man, professional woman. Let's welcome aboard Zack Padilla in the solid black trunks. He weighed in at an even 141 pounds. From Point Reading, New Jersey, 11 knockouts.
Await the starting battery. Pressure, and you can see that.
I'm back with you now.
Here you are.
After that monologue.
This is kind of the opening act for you.
Microphone problem. Now I'm back.
Both men taking the first. The interesting thing about this, Barry, is that if I could go one of a very kind of a chess match. Yeah, he wants not to engage constantly and would like to keep it at.
And we talked to his people earlier today, and they really expressed some concern about what if this is a close fight? Are we going to get a decision if, in fact, we're concerned?
They're from California. He's never okay here. Many thought that, and in the East in general, even against Ray Oliveira in Ledger, Connecticut. So in the close fights, he's fared okay. Now, excellent work far on the inside. Attack, not giving Meyers a chance. They didn't have hooks. Doing what they want from him.
Yeah, fighting a very intelligent fight so far. And actually, just to belabor that point, I really got there with a combination. The judges would cheat. I don't even mean to imply that, but just that they would see Ricky Meyers more than they would see Padilla, because the crowd would react.
Ricky Meyers needs a little more of this. Slapping with Padilla wanted a slower pace of this fight. I do think that, but I think he's much better on the inside against Meyers than he is on the outside.
But we said earlier, as we take a look at the number all, and I mean successfully, he's won those shots.
Yeah, and you know what? And you almost don't, you can't really call it brawling when he's throwing good, short, compact punches on the inside. Back to January 12th, 1992, when Fernando Sanchez knocked Ricky Meyers out, and I mean crushed him with an uppercut on the inside. And that is, Padilla, watch those tapes, you know it. You can see it the way he's fighting. Everything's coming from inside, real short, from underneath. He's just looking to see if he can catch Meyers at close quarters. Does this version of Ricky Meyers like it?
Really interesting to see. Padilla doing some very good work and staying very busy. And you can hear how the crowd reacts when Meyers throws a punch.
And the danger, you're right, and the danger is when Padilla steps back, Meyers has caught him with a couple of good shots. All that good short work on the inside by Padilla.
Throw punches, man.
Good body work by Meyers. I think Ricky Meyers ought to take it upon himself to maybe fight from a longer distance if he can.
I said hook him. Dig, Ricky. Come on, dig.
We've said this before on the air, but oftentimes you can tell who has a real chance to win and who doesn't. From Padilla, that this was no nonsense.
He's won 7 fights since managerial problems. Usually don't have a 5-year layoff because of that. Together, now at 29, he's in the midst of what he welterweight division.
And he had a great amateur career, and interestingly enough, the people who are with him now are the people who were with him as an amateur.
Rare in professional life to see that. Before he retired, he lost to Dwayne Freeman, knocked out. You see, there's that little uppercut. Look at
Got there with the right hand once and the left hand another time. This has been an excellent round for Padilla.
He is staying so in range against Padilla.
Padilla also intelligently working his way in.
Making Meyers fight him on the inside. It's a good point.
Coming to the end, a very good round for Padilla. I think a clear-cut winner of this round.
The work of Zack Padilla on the inside. Not the left and the right hand have been effective.
And again, we talk about the fact the crowd reacting to Meyers' punch. All the
see in round 2, Padilla having a huge round. And 111 of Padilla's 140 punches in the second round were power shots.
But I'll tell you what, the 30 jabs that he threw were effective because he used them to get inside.
Yeah, you're right. And even if they didn't land, they helped him get in there.
The fact of the matter is, most of that round was fought inside. He didn't need to use it.
Leading up to 1992. He was mostly in this posture. So he's giving Padilla good hook. Maybe it's Padilla that's lured him into this bout.
Go forward, Ricky.
The question is, can Zack Padilla keep up this kind of pace? Ricky Meyers, we've seen him. We saw him in the Bramble bout. Just go like a train. You wind up and it keeps on going.
Yeah, that's true. And he's
throwing a lot of punches in this bout.
Yeah, he is. Maybe a little cut along the hairline of Padilla. Both these fighters, incidentally, have a history of cutting.
Throw some punches.
I'll tell you, Zack Padilla, good hook by Meyers. That's going to be his ticket this time. He wants to double with the hook to the body and the head. There you'll see Meyers do. There it is. There. He missed with the one to the head. He knows how to fight the
hairline, and that could be more of a problem for him. Better in this round.
But your point's well taken about how every one of his punches, that may have temporarily stunned Ricky Meyers.
I think it did. He backed out of there in a big hurry.
And Padilla working so effectively still on the inside. Still looking for the uppercut. He's done a lot more work. Punch, but still Zack Padilla, I think. There's about a UK. He's a pretty big guy.
About 115 punches a round.
Meyers, it was 20, get in against really good guys in the next year or so and find out if I have what it takes to be a champion. If I don't, move on with my life and get to do something else.
I think he's in there with a pretty good guy tonight.
He is. Padilla winning all this for Ricky Meyers in one of these rounds, but Tony Martin in 1990. Then he gets Delmar Paisano, who he beats, Don Allison, who he beats, Mickey Ward, who he beats, loses to Sanchez, beats Ray Oliveira, beats Roland Cummings, who's not a bad guy, draw with Griffith, and beats Livingstone Bramble. That's
right, and that is that Padilla obviously went in here with a game plan, has stuck to it, and why not? I mean, Meyers hasn't really been able to stop it. I don't mean to imply that Meyers isn't doing it.
And he's also not cranking up. There's the good left hook by Meyers. He's not getting that punch in as much as he'd like. And there's the jab. You know Eddie Mustafa Muhammad.
Padilla continuing to throw a lot of punches. And when he's in close, he's out of harm's way.
Better at, and this is the bout to use him. Because you can see Zack Padilla has got the other style kind of figured out. From a distance, though, Ricky Meyers can get the job done.
Right now, fire! Come on, Ricky, dig those punches!
Padilla really setting a very
a lot of punches, averaging well over 100 a round.
Come on, Ricky.
Short, little more points.
Come to the end of the fourth round, and it's just been a repeat of the first three. That shot.
Ricky Meyers is supposed to be the left hook artist, but in this case, Zack Padilla.
And in Ricky Meyers' corner, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad urging him to use.
Well, and to buttress that, look at how few jabs have been thrown and few have been landed. Now, that's not a problem for Padilla because he really wants to use that jab, and that's what Eddie Mustafa Muhammad is saying to him. The old Ricky Meyers would have wanted this style for this reason. They saw what Sanchez did to him on the inside. Trouble. Padilla's rocked him with a couple shots.
Yeah, he might have rocked him right there because once again, Meyers backed out of there.
Ricky cut. And we don't have an indication whether it came from a clash of heads or not. He was getting whacked with some punches, though.
I didn't see a clash of heads.
I didn't either. And Padilla is whacking him on the inside.
Takes a good long look at it. He's got a long way to go even in this round.
Jabbing, then throwing the right hand. I think it came from maybe a left uppercut or left hook by Padilla. It's the hook by Meyers. For Ricky Meyers right now, Padilla's right in his game plan. He's right doing what he's doing. If Meyers is going to fight like this, he better really crank those left hooks. That's the way it is now.
Going to be a sense of urgency without question for Ricky Meyers because he knows that cut is a problem right now. It can only get worse.
Well, you think Zack Padilla can short, crisp little punches like that. Look at him. He is just right to the game plan he wanted, and he's also slipping that left hook by Ricky Meyers, making it very tough for Meyers to land it.
It's not like this.
If we can see if any heads clash. Not really anything serious there. The heads didn't bang that hard, so, and the uppercuts are known to do that. Now, you know, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad showed you again why he's a good trainer. He's been trying to get Meyers to fight for long range and jab, but he sees it's not really or mentally, so Eddie said to him, roll and punch. Eddie Mustafa is on with us now. Eddie, yeah. You changed deliberately. Did you get the feeling Ricky Meyers just...
Well, he has to get into another mode now. Definitely have to roll and punch and do what I tell him to do. But the cut is well taken care of by Eddie Aliano. All Ricky has to do is follow instructions rolling punch, and you know, he should be out of trouble.
It looks like a pretty nasty cut, though, Eddie. Could he survive the cut?
He has to roll and punch. That's all he has to do.
And
like he's doing now.
you also urge him to use the jab, which he's not doing earlier.
When he's strictly a warrior.
So it's gut time now, and he's got to crank up those hooks, huh?
Oh, no question. And I think he will.
Thanks, Eddie.
You're welcome.
Well, see now, what he's saying is really what I said, and that is, it's now time for Ricky Meyers to be the warrior because he didn't employ the other strategy. And I'll tell you what, he's finding it tough because Zack Padilla is punching harder than they thought, and he's much more accurate.
Intelligent fight. You can't say enough about him. He knows he's got his man in trouble. He's not being careless.
He's doing what they felt they could do. Now, had Ricky Meyers, there's a nice uppercut by Meyers, but boy, it's so little compared to what Padilla's done. Had Meyers been able to box him a little more and be more to stop Muhammad, so now Eddie is telling him, go be Ricky Meyers, be the guy with all the guts and power he's trying to be, but the cut is body.
Yeah, and the body work, I think, is starting to wear him down a little bit, too. Padilla doing an excellent job of going downstairs to upstairs. There it is again. And as you said, the cut clearly is bothering Meyers.
And Meyers backing up now. And not back, he's kind of letting himself be pushed back.
That blood getting in the eye, and that, of course, makes a fighter, and he does have a big problem, by the name of Zack Padilla.
The winner by a TKO, Zack Padilla.